G'day subscribers and welcome to FJ Holden Jive Talking. Today we're going to have a look at a project car that sort of started its life in the Apprentices family. Lachlan's gone out and got himself a VL Commodore. The last of the Opal, the European, the first stage Commodore, the car that replaced the Kingswood. So with this a nice Berliner as it is, it's one of nearly 152 or so thousand. It's a lovely car, 6-cylinder. So in this particular model from 1986, you could get 4 engines. You get the 2-litre, the RB20E, the RB30E, the RB30ET, which has got the turbo on it, or as it turned out, the 5-litre. And the engine for these, believe it or not, that was sourced from Japan. Now, the reason we're doing something on a project car is we want to show a few different cars as well, not just the FJs, because, it's a case of there are a few cars from subscribers being done, and there's also, everyone's got a project. And I know in my case, my car was 27-year-old when I started, and this is 34 as of 2020. But anyway, look, if you have a look inside, this is a really lovely car. Now, I had a look at some with Lachlan, and I got to tell you, some of them were pretty shabby. And this was easily the best one that we saw. It's got a nice interior. Everything looks pretty good. I mean, the styling from General Motors was not bad for the day. Even the, hood lining and everything like that on it's fine. And in the back, it's got the built-in armrest. The interior is very nice on it. A 5-seater car. They look pretty good actually. And with this particular model, one of the things that I liked, and this is a pretty straight car, and he's been doing some painting of some bits and pieces, including his spare bonnet and also the flap for the petrol cap. But I like how it's got this little scoop built into the boot. I think that's fantastic, and this is the model that all the argument between Peter Brock and General Motors was the VL. And obviously the first car, as far as General Motors was concerned, that had 2 companies using it as a variant for their production, HDT, their performance production, I should really say. So the Holden dealer team, and also when that all went belly up because of the no technical merit $400 plus energy polarizer, well, they got Tom Walkinshaw on board. So it was a case of they certainly got the Scott to come in and take the place from a performance perspective of the vehicles that Brock was actually supplying, because at the time I think he was the 6th largest car manufacturer in Australia, obviously using General Motors variant. But in this case, you've got the RB30, which is the Nissan engine, and I can recall Lachlan telling me that there was a real argument between Holden and Nissan, because Holden had the audacity to import the engine, because this obviously was brought in at the time of unleaded petrol, but Holden put their own badge in the alloy tappet cover, and that really irked Nissan, because as far as they was concerned, the Nissan engine was being transplanted. But look, just looking at this engine bay, it's pretty clean. Obviously it's stock standard, and we're not going to say anything about the polishing materials being left there in the engine bay. It's got its own little parcel shelf. But yeah, look, he's kept it pretty good. So you could get, in this instance, you could get a 3-speed automatic, or a 4-speed gearbox, or also the 5-speed. And this one's got the 5-speed in it. So, excuse me, it's a lovely car. He seems to really want to get this one finished. Now, it's sort of at the stage now of, do you strip it and we repaint it, or is it a case of just sanding it because there's some parts of it where you're getting the clear coat separate, and then just after you've given it a good sand, give it another coat of clear and see how it comes up. So that's the current discussion. But you know, a couple of little shall we say dents and things on it, but generally speaking, nice car. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just go for a ride around the block, and you can just see what it's like. But you know, it's inside, it's a nice car. It's got the variation in it with the accessory for the sunglasses in front of the console. But yeah, lucky I'll start it up. It's a nice it's nice inside. It's got sort of plush, as he's given it a bit of a rev there. We'll just go for the old seat belts, and we're just going to go around the block. But you know, we're not going to do anything scintillating. But off we trot on a nice fine Sunday afternoon, and we're off. Something sedate like we did when we took Basil out, just to give people a bit of an idea on how they go. But it's got a nice little system on it at the moment before it goes to race at Commodore, where they're already organised to do what they have to do. But she's pretty smooth. I certainly like the you know, the fuel injection on the 3 litre. As far as Holden was concerned, they had done the development on the black motor as much as they possibly could, and all the cars after the start of that year had to run on unleaded fuel, and the development on the black motor had gone as far as it could, you know, because when you think about it, it had already, you know, been on the road in different variants since the EH. So you know, this is why they ended up with the Nissan engine. But there you go. So a little bit of jive talking there for 2020. I hope you enjoyed that with the VL Commodore.